Hello and welcome to the 8th grade lab safety video presentation. I am Melissa Avery, a teacher at Eagle Middle School in the Meridian School District. The purpose of this lab safety video is to show students how to properly conduct themselves in our lab and use our safety equipment. What is the very first thing you do in the science lab? You read the directions of the lab or wait for instructions to be given to you by the teacher. Even if you are unsure they know what they are doing, they definitely do. When you are in lab, it is extremely important for you to follow all lab safety instructions and all instructions given to you. Goggles. You need to remember the most important item. You must wear goggles the entire time that you are in lab, even when you are finished with your lab and are cleaning your station. Cleanup time is when most accidents occur. We wear our goggles on our eyes. The purpose of goggles are to protect our eyes. If our eyes ever are to become damaged, it is very difficult for them to heal. So please wear your goggles. We don't wear our goggles on our forehead. We do not wear our goggles around our neck. We wear them on our eyes. We do have a special sanitizing cabinet that we use every time we have lab use and goggle wear. When you are finished with your goggles, you will put them into the sanitizing cabinet, and we have a UV light in there that kills all of the germs and bacteria that can be left on the goggles. So remember, the most important item in any lab is your goggles. Other safety attire that you may be asked to wear are lab aprons, lab boots, those mudding lab rubber boots, or even some rubber gloves. These are for your protection. Some other items that you may be asked to use are hot pads to use when heating up hot glassware. You also may be asked to use tongs to grab the glassware. But in any case, these items are used to protect you. They may not be fashion sensible, but they definitely may start a trend. If at any time you have broken materials, broken glassware, broken beakers, anything that could cause you harm, you need to let the teacher know so that we can properly dispose of it. If you don't have the right attire on, chances are your teacher will, and they can dispose of all of those items in a proper fashion. As instructors, we know how chemicals will react. We don't play in the lab. We expect the same from you. There are several items to protect yourself in the lab. We know exactly what we are doing. Fire safety. One of the main things that we will be using to heat something up in the lab are butane burners. Butane burners look like little camp stoves. Please do not lean across the butane burners. Make sure that you have your hair pulled back if you have long hair. And use caution around the butane burners. To properly heat something up, use the butane burner and wave it back and forth on the glassware that you are heating up. Now, if a fire is to happen in the lab, please let us know. We do have a fire blanket that we can put on you to help tamp out the fire. If the fire has gotten onto your clothes or if you have any chemicals on your clothes, we have a shower. If you pull the handle on the shower, gallons and gallons of water will rush out over you. Finally, we have a fire extinguisher in the classroom. The fire extinguisher is used when you pull the trigger or the pin out of the fire extinguisher. You can press the trigger and aim at the base of the fire. If the fire is bigger than us, we need to evacuate the building immediately and let someone know to call 911. Also, if someone were to have a chemical spill on them or catch on fire, you need to leave because we need to undress that person as quickly as possible and get their clothes off of them. My eyes, my eyes! If you accidentally forget to wear your goggles, or let's say you were wearing your goggles, took them off and scratched your eye and you got chemical into your eye, this right here is the eye wash station. The eye wash station releases lots and lots of water into your eyes. You can either use the foot pedal or the handle to make sure that the eye wash water is getting in through your eyes. You will need to be sitting in this eye wash station for anywhere between 10 and 20 minutes. Now this is where your lab partner comes into play. If you are so disoriented by what's going on, your lab partner needs to take you physically by the shoulders, walk you over to the lab station that has the eye wash station at it, and put your face down in the water and help you press the lever to release the water. Again, lab partners are so important. You need to pay attention to what each other are doing. Chemical spills. If you have a chemical spill, you need to let your teacher know immediately so that we can properly clean it up. If it's an acid or a base, we use neutralizers to neutralize the substance before cleaning it up. Cuts, burns, and scrapes. Again, we deal with glassware that can break. We deal with items in the lab that can scrape your skin. We also deal with hot plates, and we deal with butane burners that can burn your skin. Now, while we do have a first aid kit in the lab, we ask that you let us know what has happened so that we can properly treat it. Ending the lab. The final thing that you do in the lab after you've cleaned up your station is to wash your hands. You need to use soap and water, and you need to say, "Science is cool," 5 times to properly wash your hands. Please leave on your goggles while washing your hands. Make sure to use soapy water, get in between your fingers, underneath your fingernails, any area that you may have touched. If your arm touched the lab table, wash your arm. You don't know what's been there. So when you end the lab, clean up your station, put items back where they belong, wash your hands, and then you may put your goggles back in the sanitizing station. If you follow these simple procedures here in our lab, you're going to have a very safe time and fun. And remember, science is cool.